Hey there, and welcome to out-season workout number 4 with me, Coach Becca Kawaoka. Just want to welcome you and let you know what you'll need today. You'll need a ankle TheraBand, okay, moderate to strong resistance, depending on where you're at. You'll need a med ball or just a single weight will do if you don't have a med ball. And we're also going to be using a physio ball today. So a little bit of variety here on week 4, and let's get started with the band. It's cold and winter here where I live in Seattle, so we're bundled up and in front of the fire today. Go ahead and put the band around your forefoot area and cross the leg you'll be working on over the other leg so it's not rubbing against the floor. You're going to give yourself the appropriate amount of tension for where you're at, and what you're going to do is just kind of pretend like you're pressing on the gas pedal. We're going to do this about 8 to 10 times. Just nice and slow and controlled, working on ankle extension. So you're just pressing into the band. If it feels sloppy, give yourself a little less tension. So straighten your arm out a little bit. If it feels too easy or you're going really fast, pull your band back slightly. All right, let's try that on the other side. So we're starting at the bottom, starting in the feet, working with the band here and doing a lot of mobility with the band today, which I'm excited about for you. Taking a little break from the weights, last 3 weeks of weights. So nice little series progression here, and you do not have to have done the other 3 workouts before this, although I'm partial. They're pretty good, so I recommend them. All right, again, just pushing into the band. Now you can see how my arm is straight on this side, giving myself a little less tension, needed a little bit more love there. So just make adjustments for how your body feels. All right, so I'm just going to show you where the band's at now, kind of on those pinky toes. What you're going to do is push the ankle outwards. So this is eversion, or away from the center line. The other foot, and I'll give you a different view here so you can see what I'm doing, just kind of anchors the band. So you can do this with a long TheraBand attached and anchored somewhere if you're using just kind of the long strip of resistance band. This is how you do it with a circle ankle band. And like I said, we're doing 8 to 10 really good reps. And guys, it's going to sound weird, but I don't want you doing this at the hips or with your leg. I want you to force the ankle to do the work. So you might need a lighter band, or you might not need any band at all if your ankles are really stiff, okay? Let's try the other side. And again, you're just gently pushing the ankle away into the band. It's not a big or dramatic movement. You might only move an inch or so. And the goal is to gain more mobility and strength in the ankles. You'll see me placing my hands there on my legs to remind them they're not doing the work, my ankles are. All right, awesome job. Let's slide that band up around the knees and lay flat on our back. We're going to keep the knees shoulder width apart and bend it a pretty steep degree here. And we're going to do some glute bridges here. Let's try 12 to 15 of these. Squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes as you drive the hips forward. Exhale as you lift the hips, inhale as you lower down. So just a little variety there with the band around the knees. This exercise should feel great. I'm a big fan of the glute bridge. We do a lot of variations of it. Great way to start your workout. Great way to work on some hip extension. Work the core and glutes without really that much equipment or space needed. So just get the breathing down. Think about what you want to accomplish in this workout today. Okay, go ahead and leave the band where it's at around the knees. You're going to lay on your side with your knees in front of the hips, and the feet are actually going to be somewhat in line with where your bum is. Okay, you're just laying on your side. Okay, keep the feet together. That's what I'm awkwardly trying to show. Okay, and just go ahead and open at the knees. Okay, and if your band gets a little squirrely on you, pause and readjust it. Let's just open and close about 10 times. So this is working on some hip mobility, some glute strength. It's a really popular exercise for people recovering from some injuries. So you might have gotten this from a physical therapist. Great exercise. Just really make sure you're keeping the feet together and opening at the knees. You can do this without a band, or perhaps you need a really light band. If you're feeling strong and you want to go to a heavy band, that's fine. Again, about 10 per side. Let's switch sides here. Make sure you're set up in the appropriate spot. If it doesn't feel right, you're probably not set up right. So again, put the knees in front, place the feet right in line kind of with the bum. If you want to place one hand on the top hip so you keep your joints stacked instead of rolling around. Again, any exercise, you want to think what joint and what muscle is supposed to be working here, and is my body compensating around that, and trying to find a plan B or an alternative route to get away from strengthening what's weak or less mobile. Nice and controlled. You guys are doing great out there. I appreciate you working out with me today. All right, now while the band's at the knees still, go ahead and get onto all fours. We're going to do a fire hydrant, which is just keeping the knee at 90 degrees. We're going to lift it up so it's as parallel to the hip as we can get it without compensating in the arms or in the back. So keep that core engaged as you lift. A great way to help with that is to exhale as you lift the knee, and just keep those elbows extended at all times. This one's, again, great for the hips, great for the glutes, the clamshell, the fire hydrant. Really targeting your hips with the band. It's one of my favorite tools to help with the hips, and that's why I wanted to bring it in today. Let's switch sides here and try about 10 of these fire hydrants on the other side. Try to exhale as you lift. Keep the core solid and the elbows extended. Whether you're an endurance athlete like me, triathlete, runner, swimmer, cyclist, rower, hiker, or just a parent, right? Parents seem to be endurance athletes to me. It's important that you keep your body strong in a functional way, and that's what a lot of these workouts are designed around. Functional movements that translate to sport or activities of daily life. All right, band goes around the toes now, just kind of like before for that eversion drill. Lay flat on your back with your knees over your hips and your hands over your shoulders. You're going to extend your right arm and right leg into the band and then come back to center. You're going to repeat 10 on each side. Go ahead and jump in with me when you feel ready. You're pushing into the band, and that's where you work on hip extension, core coordination, and core stability. If this is too complex, go ahead and just take the band out and try this body weight. This is one of my favorite variations with the band, and with one of my favorite exercises, the dead bug. Really works core, coordination, obviously some stability work coming in there, especially with the band, how one foot has to anchor that band. I love it. As a runner, I love it. I hope you guys enjoy this too and steal this for future exercises. All right, let's try the other side now. Again, knees over hips at 90 degrees, arms over shoulders, and we're just extending now the other side. So this is going to be my left side. So left arm and left leg, the left hand separates from the left foot. So you're straightening that left leg as you're reaching overhead. And just breathe with it. It's always a nice way to kind of find your center in an exercise or a complicated movement pattern or set. Just find a space to breathe within it. Again, you do not have to do this with a band. You can do it body weight if desired. All right, nice work, you guys. Let's go ahead and stand up. We've got about 2 more exercises with the band. Band goes at the ankles, and I'm just going to use this mat that I've laid out as spacing. You can take more steps than I'm going to. We're going to do this for about 60 seconds, but what we're going to do is start at shoulder width apart, take a big step out, and then a small step in, and then go back the way we came. You can do 1 step at a time. You can do 3 steps or 5 steps. I'm just going to keep it at 2. I'm going to go back and forth here. The trick is to always keep tension in the band. So I'm taking appropriate steps in both directions. That way my hips are doing the work and not the band slingshotting, if you will, my legs together. Just a nice little lateral glute and hip strengthening exercise here. Again, we're working in several planes of movement today, not just up and down. That signal was for 2 more down and backs, in case you're going with me here and you're wondering how much longer we have. So we were going to work up and down, side to side, and rotationally, sometimes all 3 at once. So good functional workout coming for you. Nice job. Next, we're going to keep the band at the ankles. We're going to prop one foot up into flexion, and we're just going to squeeze our core and lift our leg without folding forward in our posture. If you need to hold on to something for this exercise, please do so. because as it works balance slightly, the goal is to gain strength in the hips. So we're working hip flexion here. Great work. Let's try the other side. Again, just a straight leg raise with the band at the ankles. If it feels impossible with the band, what do? Take the band out. You can always regress these exercises and progress them. Being able to progress and regress with how your body feels is a really important skill, you guys. So I don't coach people to be heroes, okay? I coach them to be functional and strong and focused on their journey, and I invite you to do the same. All right, that concludes our circuit with the band. We're going to grab the med ball, or if you don't have a med ball, you can just use a single dumbbell and hold it similar to how I'm holding the med ball. We're going to step forward with our feet shoulder width apart. Okay, so this is a demo. That's all you're doing, lowering the knee to the floor. The hips are stacked over the knee. The shoulders are stacked over the hips. And let's do 12 aside here. The forward knee is, right about the ankle on the front leg. You're just going up and down. So we're strengthening the quads and the glutes here with a split squat. It's a lunge that doesn't travel. It's a squat with the feet split apart, whatever you want to call it. Again, feet are shoulder width apart with a nice stride in front. So again, shoulder width, good distance forward there. A great way to check to make sure that your foot is far enough in front. Just make sure the heel doesn't leave the floor. And then on the back leg, the heel always stays off the floor. So these next 3 medicine ball exercises we're going to do again, you guys. Okay, so they're a little tricky. So we learn them on round 1 and then we really execute on round 2. So it's a circuit like what we did in workout number 3. We are doing 12 reps per side for the next 3 exercises. So the next one's going to be triceps. I'm going to demonstrate this single leg. You're welcome to do 24 with both feet down if your balance isn't there today. Go ahead and stand on one leg, extend the ball over your head, bend at the elbows, keeping the elbows in, and then straighten out the arms. And let's do 12. Ideally, that knee is right in line with the hips, the core and glutes are strong, and we're working extension at the elbow joint. So bend and straighten the elbows while keeping them in. I'll rotate so you can see me from the front here in a second, but we're doing 12 repetitions per leg. Let's get that front view here. We've got about 6 more. Keep that core strong and breathe with the exercise. Working the backs of the arms here, the triceps, while we work stability. Of course, you're welcome to do the entire set with both feet down if your balance isn't there today. Let's go to the other side. Bend and straighten. 12 repetitions. This is a great exercise if you're in a throwing sport. As a swimmer, I enjoy this one. Helps with that follow through in the freestyle. And really kind of all the strokes. It's great if you like to lift your kids up or maybe like in the pool, throw them or launch them. You can think of a lot of functional applications for working your triceps. All right, next come on down to one knee. You'll place the ball at the leg that's on the floor and you're going to lift up and over the opposing shoulder. Okay, and we're doing 12 aside here. Nice rotational exercise that crosses planes of movement. Great for the core. Keeping the arms straight here. Focus on rotating those shoulders as much as you can. My right knee is in front. My left knee is on the floor. So I'm starting at the left hip and rotating over the right shoulder. So you're rotating up and over the knee that's forward. That might have seemed quick. Go ahead and hit rewind if it did. Let's go to the other side and do 12. We are going to do a round 2 of all these exercises here. So just breathe with this one. This one will get you the heart rate up. This is kind of the tough circuit here with the med ball today. Wanted to give you guys a lot of variety on week 4. We are going to probably go back to the weights and introduce some more stability-based plyometrics next week as a little bit of a preview. This is definitely my most progressive series that I've ever come out with. But now that I've got a nice group of loyal participants like yourself, we can do that. We can get a little bit more advanced and individual. So it's a compliment to you guys for staying consistent. All right, round 2. You know what to do. Split squats. So feet split apart, lowering the knee towards the floor, shoulders stacked over the hips. Let's work the quads and glutes, inhaling and exhaling with the movement. 12 per side. Great way to work on balance in a unique way. This takes a little bit more balance than what a regular biparallel squat would. So it's a nice way to work there. You might feel off balance. That might be a challenge for you. You can always do this without weight as well and get a great workout in. Let's switch sides here and hit 12 more med ball squats, split squats, or dumbbell med balls. The med ball not necessary. You can use a dumbbell. You can do these body weight. Finish strong here. Legs should be a little bit on the burning side. Just breathe with it. Almost there. Great work. Okay, let's try those triceps. I invite you to try it on one leg. Not a requirement. You can do this with both feet down instead of falling over. 12 per side or 24 total. Let's work the backs of the arms, the triceps. Cinch that core together. Exhale as you drive the ball overhead. Take your time. If you get a little wobbly, just readjust. Press pause. That's why, doing these in the comfort of your own home can be helpful. You don't have to worry about impressing anyone or how you look. You can just focus on getting the exercises done to the best of your ability today. All right, other side. Again, cinch that core together. Find a spot to stare at. Squeeze those glutes. And let's work the backs of the arms here one more time. We're almost done with our med ball circuit, and then we'll finish with the stability ball with a bit more of a core focused segment. So pretty nice day, you guys. You're doing awesome out there. And let's bring it down to the floor. One knee in front of the other. Bring the ball down to the knee, hip that's on the ground, and we're going to lift up and over the opposing shoulder. Working in all three planes of movement, working our core and our rotation muscles. This one's tough. The last three have been actually pretty tough, so make sure you're breathing with it here. I am using a 10-pound med ball. So the weight that you're choosing to use, if you're choosing to use weight, will make a difference in how hard you're working, of course. So if you want to take a note on what weight you used, I do invite you to try this workout again. Like I said, I come out with workouts every 7 to 10 days. So as we switch sides here, let's go ahead and begin on the other side. It does give you a chance to do the workout twice within a week if you're learning along with me here, which is kind of a great practice if you're newer to strength training and you want to gain more consistency. You can also begin tracking your weights there. So when you go back and try it again in a month from now or so, or whenever you decide to go back through the series, maybe you try increasing your weight by 10 to 15%. So a little tidbit there if you're self-coached and you want the advice of a coach for free. Of course, you're welcome to do whatever works best for you as well. All right, we're done with the med ball, or if you used a single weight, you're done with that. Let's grab our physio ball. Unfortunately, there's really not a ton of modifications here. You could do this next one with a towel on linoleum. So if you don't have a physio ball, great workout up to this point. You can either stop or give it your best try from here. But all right, what we're gonna do is lay flat on our back with our heels right in the middle of the ball. We're gonna squeeze our glutes and lift our legs up while they're straight. So this is level 1 right here. You might just wanna keep it there. Level 2, pull the ball in and out and then return to the floor. Try that again. Lift the hips, pull the ball in and out. Okay, so that's kind of level 1. Now, I want you to try doing several in a row. Let's try 5 in a row to begin. Keep those hips up, almost like you're driving your hips as you're pulling the ball towards your butt. Very good. We'll do 3 sets of 5 total, so 2 more sets of 5. If that felt easy for you, why don't you go ahead and continue going 2 sets of 10 or, 3 sets of 5 with us, that's fine. If you're doing level 1 or 2, I just want you to use this time to complete the durations. So lifting the hips, pulling the ball in once, etc. Okay, so that was set number 2. Let's do one last set of 5 here. So I invite you to kind of make this hamstring curl your own. Keep those hips strong, squeeze that core as you pull in and out. All right, great job. Next, we're gonna do a plank rollout. I've got 2 variations for you and different levels within each one. So this is level 1, plank rollout version number 1. You're kneeling with your fingertips on the ball. Roll out till you're in a plank, push the ball out once you're in the plank, and then pull yourself back up. So a little slower here. Roll out till you're on your elbows, extend the elbows out, pull yourself back in. Roll into a plank, push the elbows away, pull them back in, pull yourself back up into the kneeling position. So we're going to do a few more of these, a total of 5. And then I'll show you how to do this from the standing position. So you're kind of always getting multiple sets of 5, similar to how we did the hamstring curls. So you can find the version that works for you and work within it. Now this one's a little bit harder. We're going to do 5 again, so you can stick with level 1, or you can try level 2 with me. So you're going to roll out till you're in a plank position and then extend the ball from there. It's all about hand placement, so you can kind of adjust your hands based on how you feel. Again, roll it out again, pull yourself back up. Kind of feels like it's a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of core work here. So you're kind of working on lengthening your body and then shortening it back up, if you will. So we're doing 5 of each version. And then moving on to plank rollout version number 2. Looking good out there, guys. Again, find what works for you. Nice little stretch. We're going to do a final set of 5. So kind of like the hamstring curls, 3 sets of 5. Whatever works best for you, the kneeling version, the standing version. Just wanted you to get a full set in 3 sets of 5, just like what we do with the hamstring curls. So your core should be burning. And the second time you watch this, you can decide, go right into the version that works best for you, so you have a little bit more time to kind of work within the version that suits you best. All right, awesome. So this is plank rollout version 2. I'll show level 1 first, and then level 2 second. So you're gonna be kneeling in that plank position, and you're just doing the rollout now. No standing or pulling yourself back up. It's just push the ball as far away from you as you can. All of this takes place at the elbows and the shoulder joint. So you're just pushing away, kind of like the ab wheel or the ab dolly, just push away. And then level 2, you're going to do that in a full plank position. So start with the elbows under the shoulders and then push them away from you. Avoid lifting your hips or dropping your hips. All right, so let's do another set. Level 1 or 2, push, 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 and breathe with it. Push. Push that ball out, pull it back in. Great job. And we're ending with a dead bug. If you guys wanted to do another set of those plank roll-outs, definitely hit pause and do another set if you feel like you want to. All right, so we're going to brace the ball between our knee and our palm and squeeze that ball. The other leg is going to be straight, and the arm goes overhead at the same time as the leg extends. So it's just like what we did with the band, but now we're changing it up a little bit by adding that physio ball in. The core has to stabilize that while working on the other side. So it's a great way to progress this exercise, add some variety, core stability and coordination, physio ball dead bug. So here I have the ball brace between my right knee and my right hand. My left arm and left leg are extending at the same time. Great job. If that was too much or too quick, press pause, rewind, do it again. Okay, so now the ball's between my left knee and my left hand. I'm going to extend my right leg and right arm at the same time. Overhead, into the floor. Breathing with it. This is kind of like our finishing stretch exercise. I mean, it's not easy by any means. You're keeping tension on the ball there. So the more you press your palm towards your knee, the more you're going to get out of your core there. But dead bugs are nice because they work, like I said, coordination, a nice little stretch through the hips there. You're working some hip extension, working the overhead extension. So kind of bringing you down into the cool down and warm down here. You are done, speaking of which. So thank you for joining me today. You guys did awesome. Subscribe to stay up to date. I do post a new workout every 7 to 14 days at the max. But I really appreciate you joining me, and we'll see you for out season workout number 5. Thanks, and have a great day.